My name is Scott Miller, and I'm the composer of Chemins Perturbé for the Nebula Ensemble. This piece actually contains two compositions in one. First is a solo violin piece called Punctuated Movements on its own, and then on top of that, I composed Chemins Perturbé, an ensemble piece, where the entire violin piece is just one equal part one of 6 parts in the ensemble. Both works I think of as being fully contained compositions, but the latter, the ensemble piece, complements and extends and amplifies the solo piece. So I wrote the solo violin piece first, Punctuated Movements, and something that you can listen for at the concert is an attempt to create musical analogs for different types of physical motion. I was inspired by the choreographer and movement theorist Rudolf Laban, specifically trying to capture or embody his effort actions. This is a system which attempts to describe physical movements in 3 categories. The first is time, so he talks about how sudden or how sustained a movement is. Space is concerned with how direct or indirect movement may be, and then weight is about the heaviness or pressure versus a lightness of movement. And so I was interested in trying to create some sense of that in the music, in the solo violin piece. Sometime later, I recognized some points of potential growth in the solo violin piece that inspired me to compose Chemins Perturbé, which roughly means disturbed paths in French. And I composed this piece especially for Nebula Ensemble, basically in the manner of composer Luciano Berio's musical commentary. This is basically the use of a finished composition as a starting point for another piece. And in particular, the title and spirit of my piece, Chemins Perturbé, is drawn from Berio's Chemins series, which he based on his series of solo pieces for solo instruments called the Sequenze. Performing the compositions together presents the listener with the unique opportunity of hearing a complete musical work, Punctuated Movements, in a completely new context. This is an experience which I find blurs the line between a provisional and a final piece. And although this piece is not about the COVID-19 pandemic, I think it resonates very strongly today because it dramatizes the act of entering a community. It acknowledges that a piece, in this case, or a person, can be, in one context, fully formed, complete, finished, self-contained. But in another context, that same piece or that same person can be just one part among many. And so something self-contained is revealed to have the potential for something completely new, which is what I find so inspiring about this approach to composition. So by recognizing these sounds as simultaneously finished and provisional, I hope that this piece encourages us to find meaning in both of those statuses. Thanks.